Alright, we'll start drawing this switch base, and I'm going to start out just create 2D sketch. And we'll start out drawing this as a whole. Let me get some measurements here. We got a 2 and a 1, so it'll be 3. So I'm just going to rough this in. I'll do the first little piece. This 3.5 by 1.75. So just put my 3.5 in. 1.75, enter. We'll go ahead and put that in there. And also it looks like at 2.75 we've got an angle coming down on that. And that should be 2.75. And I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this dimension too. Keep it from constraining itself. Then we'll take and just trim. Uh-oh. Gotta watch out about that. We'll delete that one too. And that constraining, these dimensions will constrain it. And then when you try to move something, it'll do some crazy distortions to it. This thing looks like it's 2 and 1, so it's 3 inches back. So finish sketch. This will be 3. This actually goes through the whole entire part, and it doesn't look like it's kind of strange. So I'm going here on the top, hit new sketch, and it looks like you got a 30-degree angle coming off of it at 2.25. So line, and you got like a 30-degree angle coming over like this. Dimension. Get you that point to this point should be, looks like 2.25. Enter. This angle here should be 30. Enter. And then just trim that. Finish sketch. Extrude. This. Cut all of it. And that's gone. Now, got all that little piece finished. Now we gotta, looks like, put the rest of this image on there. And what I'm going to do is turn this to the back side. We're going to start this sketch on this back side of this, and it looks like this starts, pretty much we're starting even with this right here. So we'll start right there. It's 3.5 all the way across. Overall it's 7. Okay. So I'll click on that, and dimension. It won't let me do that. I'm just going to take and track it over. Catch that, bring it all the way out to 7. Enter. Just like that. We want to come up 3.25. I'm just going to rough this in. 3.25, enter. bring it back, and tie all this in just like that. So we've roughed in the whole sketch. Now coming off the back side, it probably would be a little easier if we did it like this. And you can take like this extrusion that's in the front, you can suppress it, and what it'll do, it'll hide it, that way it doesn't bother you when you're drawing. Well, it's not gonna let me do it. Most of the time I can turn the visibilities off these, but it's not gonna let me do it. That's alright. We'll do it like this. So now we're going to come over 3, and we'll start that dip down into it. So what I want to do is I'll just go ahead and put my circle in. It looks like it's right. It's going to be centered up on this line, and it's going to be exactly 1 inch radius. This does it on diameter, so I'll put diameter in of 2, and now I want to just do some dimensions, and it should be 4. However, you got to account for that 1, so it'd make that 3. Just like that. And we've got all that finished up. Looks good. Trim. Let's go ahead and trim some of this and clean it up. Just like that. Now, this thing also, I want to go ahead and put this 1.25, it comes down, and I want to hit an offset off of this. No, I don't need to do that. It'd be easier to just put a line down here and dimension it at 1.25. Just like that. And we have got a 1/2 inch radius on that end. So basically, let's go up here and see if we can find a fillet at a 1/2 of an inch. Catch that to this, just like that. We got that in there. And now I want to get rid of this. Let's go ahead and get rid of that dimension. Get rid of this dimension. And basically what you're trying to do now is you're trying to blend this in with a radius, is what it looks like here. And to do that, you've got a radius and you're going to blend these two radiuses. What I would do would be this. You could use an arc. You got a 3-point arc. But there's also this. Come up here, just grab a circle, and it looks like your radius was a radius of 5. So this thing does everything in diameter. So I'm going to type in 10, and I want to take that and just kind of pull that up and out of the way. Now, before we start doing anything, in this program, it's better if you get everything constrained. Now, you've got these constraints up here that you can use, and we'll show you a lot more of that in some later videos and assignments. But a good way to constrain is with your dimensions. So at this point, before you do anything like trying to get this constrained, this radius constrained into this radius and down into this, go ahead and put your dimensions on everything that you know. You know this from here to there should have been 3. Lock it in. We know from here to here should be 3, lock it in. We know from here to there should be 2, lock it in. Lock this in, 1/2 of an inch, lock it in vertically. It's not going to let me do it. That's all. The reason it didn't let me because this is constrained to this and to this 2, and it didn't have to have another one, just over constraining it. Also dimension this right here in. Dimension, click on this and then hit this. And what I want to do is I want to pull this up just a little bit, just like that, so I can dimension it. I want to click on this, and I want to make it 0. Just like that. And now everything's constrained. It shouldn't move. It should not move. So all thing I want to do now is come up here and use my constraints. Hit constrain. Click on this, and I want this thing to constrain, and this is a tangent constraint. That means it's gonna I want to make this arc smoothly blend in with this one. So all I want to do is click on this and click this. Let's bring it down here just a little bit. Bring it like that and kind of let it. He didn't know what I was wanting to do, so it's probably better if I do it like this and then like that. Smooths right in. You see that? Now I'm going to hit constrain again, and I want to constrain this with this, and it didn't work. Back up. Constrain. What I need to do real quick is move this kind of upward. Aha, I see what's going on. We need to make sure that we constrain our arc too. It should have been 2. Now that should be locked, and now I should be able to move this object. Here, constraint, this to this, just like that. And you're seeing now that 4-inch radius, or was it 5? That 5-inch radius is now constrained to this arc, and it's blended right in with this. So what you have to do is come up here and trim. It's not going to let me trim all that. Trim, trim, all that's clean. Trying to figure why it's not letting me trim this. I'm going to clean some of this stuff up real quick. You don't have to delete all those off. I was just deleting it so I could see this a little better and see why it's not wanting to trim. There, it did. Okay. And right there is that arc, and you just go up here to finish sketch. And again, you just hit your extrude. Now there's another method that you can use. Go back the other way, and I think, what is it, just about an inch wide? Yeah. Oh, go back and double click that. I didn't mean to cut it, I mean to join it. And right there's what that part looks like. And I don't think we got it right, because I do believe that this thing should have come down even with that. I think I see what's going on. I have to go back to this original sketch. Edit that sketch. Nope, not that one. Finish that one. Edit the first sketch. And I need to edit the sketch and not the extrusion. I think this dimension here should have been 1 inch, which it is. Let's just take a look and see what kind of... I'm just going to really quick, I want to throw up a fake new sketch just to see the dimension on this. That's what it is. It needs to come up. This one needs to be moved. It's no big deal. We can do that. Let's go into it. Back to this sketch. Edit sketch. Oh, that's a fake one that we made. I should delete that one off. Here's the one that I need to work on. And basically I just need to bring the whole sketch down just a fuzz. From that point to this point should be 0. And that's what that part should look like. So it's just a strange part, and that's what it's like right there. Now, also I said there's another way. There is another way that you could do that besides using those constraints. And I'll show you how to do that real quick. It won't take just a second. But I'm going to go back and open this one up. And we'll turn it around to the way that it shows in the book. And I want to delete this out. I want to delete this and delete this. I'll leave that line in there. Let me put that arc back in here. It'll take just a second. That needs to be 2 because it ends up being a 1 inch radius. I got to dimension it. And this is the other method you can use when you're doing this. Hit this, and I think it was 3 to here. Now, this is the other method. It is more of a old drafting technique, and I'll show it to you. What you have to do for this technique, some people think it's a little easier. I like the constraints. Once you get used to them, they're a lot faster. But this is the old technique. Just hit your circle, go from the center of it, and you're wanting to hit the bottom side of this. So you would have to subtract this radius away from your big radius, which is 10. So it would be you need to make a 9 inch radius here. So I'm sorry, let's see, we have a 5 inch radius. We need a 5 inch radius, and we have a 1 inch radius there, so we need a 4 inch radius, so it would make this 8. Okay. Now, the next step would be to, you see this line right here? You offset that line exactly 5 inches, because that is what radius you need. Okay. Now, where this line crosses this line for the first time, because it crosses it twice, first place it hits will be your center point. So if I come in there and put this in, this radius, and type it in, it was a 5 radius, so it actually 10 inch diameter. Huh. The wrong number. Click right there. It should be 10, enter. And you can see how it just smoothly hits this, and then if we extend this one on over, it'll hit this one just like that, and then you just trim everything up. That's an old drafting trick. The rest of it we just delete out. And you come up with the same results. I mean, it's identical and it's nothing any different. Same result. So you could do it either way. It doesn't matter to me. Just if you need any more help, just let me know.